Hey guys, before we start previewing the Washington football team versus Philadelphia Eagles game, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the middle of January, and I'm currently coming out with daily content. So, if you're interested in more NFL content, hit that watermark in the bottom right corner of today's video. And with that said, let's dive right into the video, and I hope you enjoy. Let's start with the Washington football team. Big news coming out of Washington just a few days ago. Obviously, Dwayne Haskins no longer with the team, so that means that hopefully Alex Smith will be able to play. That means that they're confident that he's going to be able to play on Sunday and he's going to be able to be healthy. So that's going to be my first key to the game for the Washington football team. Alex Smith being healthy, right? If he's able to be healthy, he's able to lead this team. He has experience getting and playing in these types of games. If you remember throughout his career, with the Chiefs, he led that team to the playoffs a few times. He has ability and he has the experience and leadership qualities to get teams to the playoffs. And this is what he's going to have to do. All the chips are on the table here. It's get in or go home. And for Washington, they have the right quarterback to do it in Alex Smith. I have trust in Alex Smith. I believe that he's going to be able to be good. And he's been good at times this season. Yes, he struggled at times. Yes, he hasn't really thrown a lot of touchdowns, thrown a few interceptions over here. But at the end of the day, he has rallied this Washington football team. He's absolutely rallied them, carried us some big wins against Dallas a few weeks ago. When Alex Smith plays on this field, this Washington football team is like an actual football team. They're united. They look like they're together, and they look like they can play some actual football. And although Terry McLaurin's probably not going to be on this one with a high ankle sprain, I still think that Alex Smith's ability, especially in tight games, close games, he's a veteran guy, leadership qualities, playoff experience. He's got all that, and this is a playoff game for them. And I think that with Alex Smith under center, they can win this game. Now, though, let's move to the second key to the game for this Washington football team, and it's all about containing Jalen Hurts. This Washington football team has not done that well against running quarterbacks this season. Guys like Lamar Jackson, they've struggled against. Guys like Kyler Murray, they struggled against. They gave up 3 combined touchdowns to them, and I think over 120 yards, something in that ballpark, to those guys during their matchups this season. So they have had problems containing running quarterbacks, and Jalen Hurts over the past few weeks has been one of the better running quarterbacks in the NFL. He's been fantastic getting out of the pocket, picking up yards on the run, and using his legs to extend plays. So for this Washington defense, the number one priority for them is contain Jalen Hurts. Absolutely do not let him get outside the pocket. Don't let him get up and move with his legs. Don't let him extend plays outside the pocket. Use your linebackers, use your edge defenders to contain him. You have to be able to contain him. Use a spy if you need to, right? That's going to be really important for this Washington team. They're going to need to be able to get to Jalen Hurts and not allow for him to escape. Now, though, let's move to the third key of the game for this Washington football team, and that's all about utilizing Logan Thomas on offense. If there's going to be no Terry McLaurin, it's going to be important for this Washington team to utilize their tight end in Logan Thomas, who has established himself as one of the NFL's up-and-coming tight ends. He's had a really nice season, and he's been pretty big in the past few games. He had a massive game 2 weeks ago with a season-high 11 catches or something like that. So he's been really good this year, and if they have no McLaurin, Alex Smith is going to need a dependable target, and that's all about utilizing Logan Thomas. Utilize him on underneath routes. Make him run a seam route. Make him do all that stuff. Allow him to extend plays. Yep, they've got Cam Sims, they've got Antonio Gibson and J.D. McKissic out of the backfield, but I really think Logan Thomas has the ability to be a special player, and that starts here against Washington. He's already proved it at times this season that he can be an impact guy, and I think for this Washington team, they're going to need to be able to utilize Logan Thomas to find success. Also, they've got Antonio Gibson, they've got J.D. McKissic in the run game. I think those are important pieces for them to be able to pound the football, utilize the run game, and push the football down the Eagles' throats. The Eagles have done a good job in run defense this season, but overall, I like the weapons that this Washington football team has on offense, even behind Terry McLaurin, and if he's out. I like what Cam Sims has been able to do at times this year, even Steven Sims too. They have weapons, they have guys. I like Antonio Gibson. He's been a touchdown monster machine this year. Good for my fantasy team, but at the end of the day, if Washington wants to win this game, they've got to get the best out of Alex Smith. Alex Smith has to lead this team. Their defense has to show up, which has been very good. They've got to utilize Logan Thomas against a team that has not been good against tight ends, and they absolutely must contain Jalen Hurts. They cannot give extra plays, extra possessions to Jalen Hurts because he's able to scramble out of the pocket. That's what Washington has to do. Overall this season, they have one of the best and most elite defenses in the league. They're 4th in total defense, 5th in points allowed. It's really just been the offensive side of the football that's held them back. They're 29th in total offense, and they're 26th in passing and rushing offense. So at the end of the day, this Washington football team, it's a do-or-die game. They've got the right quarterback for the job. They've got the right defense for the job. Can they get the result? And now for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, this is a huge game for them too. They could play the spoilers, right? Get rid of the Washington football team in the playoffs, end their season. That would be very, very fun for the Eagles. And although there are going to be Eagles fans that are like, just let Washington win, I don't want to see the Cowboys or the Giants in the playoffs, and I want a high pick, I think it'd be pretty fun for this Eagles team to beat Washington. However, the Eagles are not going to purposely blow this game. They're going to try and beat this Washington team, and there are 3 ways that they're going to be able to do that. First is their ability to run the ball. This Washington football team is so good on defense. They are so good. But the thing is, they are worse in run defense than pass defense. Their pass defense is in the top 5. Their run defense is about average. So the way to attack this Washington football team defense is to run the ball. And the good thing for them is they've got Jalen Hurts and they've got Miles Sanders. As I said, Washington is not good against stopping running quarterbacks, mobile quarterbacks. They've struggled at times this year against guys like Kyler Murray, against guys like Lamar Jackson. So can Jalen Hurts get out of the pocket? Can he extend plays with his legs? That's going to be a big storyline to watch. And then Miles Sanders, too. I mean, he was out week 1 against this Washington football team with an injury. That wasn't good for my fantasy team. But at the end of the day, I mean, Miles Sanders has been on a fire in the last few games. I mean, he had a very big game a few weeks ago against the Saints. He didn't really show up 2 weeks ago, but he was pretty good last week against a bad Dallas run defense. So they're going to need to utilize the run game if they want to be good against this Washington team. Number 2, they got to attack the underneath routes on defense. Something that is a staple of this Washington team is passes to the flat, passes across the middle, slants. So you got to bring the pressure on Alex Smith. You got to attack those underneath routes because I'm not saying Alex Smith can't throw the deep ball, but he's really reliant on those crossing routes, those short crossing, intermediate passing game. That's something that Washington really excels at. Their ability to just, intermediate routes. I mean, they've done that all season with Terry McLaurin. If you look at what he's been able to do, those short intermediate passing yards, passing plays, routes, all that stuff. That's what they've been really good at, especially with their running backs, with guys like J.D. McKissic, Antonio Gibson, throwing to them into the flat and allowing for them to make plays. So really attacking those underneath routes and really minimizing yards after catch. Making sure you tackle the guy on your first chance is going to be huge for this Philadelphia team. Now let's go to their third key to the game, and that's going to be unleash Jalen Hurts. I've talked about it already, but you need to get Jalen Hurts out of the pocket. You need to allow him to throw the ball with his arm. That's what's going to need to happen if you want to beat this Washington team. Jalen Hurts was good last week. He was good against the Arizona Cardinals. He was good against the Saints. He has consistently been, over the past 3 weeks, very good. It's can this team around him be good? But for starters, there can't be any limits on him. He needs to just go. He needs to be able to get out of the pocket, make run design plays for him, quarterback run design plays for him. Just allow him to just play the spoiler. That's what he's going to have to do if they're going to want to beat this Washington team. And he's been really good over the past 3 weeks. Very, very, very good throwing the football, too. I mean, he threw for over 300 yards last week. He was good against the Cardinals, good against the Saints. He's been absolutely fantastic. He actually rushed for over 100 yards against the Saints. So his ability with his legs and his arms is something that makes him a special player. And I just like what he's been able to bring for this Philadelphia Eagles team. So with that said, I think unleashing Jalen Hurts is absolutely imperative if the Eagles want to win. And I mean, it's all about the run game for Philadelphia. I said that earlier, but it really is. Their ability to run the ball with Hurts and Miles Sanders is what's going to allow them to go to play action and to really get good passing plays with guys like Goddard or Sean Jackson or Rager in the passing game. I mean, if they're able to run the ball effectively, that's going to open up that Washington's football team's elite defensive secondary, and it's going to allow for them to have holes in that secondary if they're going to need to stop the run. So play action, run. It starts with the run, starts with imposing the will on Washington early in the game, then moving to the play action game, then going to the passing game. So it's all about the marriage between the run and the passing game through the play action game, but it starts with establishing the run and being very, very good running the football. So that's what it's going to be on the offense for them. Defensively, it's all about getting pressure on the quarterback. I mean, if you can pressure Alex Smith and you can prevent those intermediate passing routes, really getting pressure on those routes and making that first tackle, that's really imperative when you're going against a team that's very good in open space, a team that has guys, especially in the backfield, who can make you miss, guys like Antonio Gibson or J.D. McKissic, who are very good at catching the balls out of the backfield. That's something Alex Smith has done a lot this season, throwing to them. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's all about just, don't allow missed tackles. I mean, this Eagles team has been very good at getting pressure to the quarterback, but you've got to take your opportunities. And it's all about stopping Washington in their tracks. It's all about keeping everything in front of you, getting to the first guy, getting a tackle on. So I think the Eagles have a shot in this game. I mean, they have a very good football team. I like what they've been able to do this year at times, right? With Carson Wentz, they struggled. With Jalen Hurts, they've also struggled to win games, but they've been in games, and they've been really exciting to watch and explosive. I mean, they beat an elite Saints team a few weeks ago, so I think they have a very good shot to beat a good Washington team, but it's all about stopping their offense. I think that the Eagles are going to not struggle on offense, but I mean, they're not going to put up 35 points. They're not going to put up 15 points. They're going to probably put up 21, 24 points in this game. I think Washington is going to have a tall task going against Jalen Hurts. But I think the Eagles have a shot to play the spoilers. It's all about Washington. Can you get this win? If you win, you're in the playoffs. If you lose, you're not in the playoffs. That pressure's on Alex Smith. Can he get the job done? You'll have to wait and see. And that's going to end the video for today. Before you leave, please drop a like and a sub. That would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate it. I'm currently posting 3 videos a week. So if you're interested in more football content for the remainder of the season, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, see ya.